Hello everybody, it is me, Sacred G, and today is another day for video response. And as you can tell, we're going to be reacting blindly, because I watched a little bit of it. A video by NakeyJakey. Now, a little history with NakeyJakey and myself. I have never interacted with him, that's not what I mean. I mean with his content. He made a video in, I believe, 2018, maybe 2019-ish. I'm pretty sure it was 2018, whatever, about Red Dead Redemption 2 and Rockstar's philosophy, or game design, sorry, was outdated. Never finished the video. Didn't care to watch it. That was for a different mindset I had at the time, whatever that is, I don't remember. But so, as you can tell, I did watch a little bit of it, and we're going to start over, and we're going to check this out. Oh, we're going to get rid of this bullshit ad. Nope, and then there's a little thing here with ad block. You just keep refreshing the fucking page, because there ain't no damn way. Alright. Alright, so, with that out of the way, let's get started.
I have made not one, but two separate videos claiming that blank's game design is outdated. And while I'm very proud of those videos, and I pretty confidently stand by those.
Oh, so this one and the Red Dead Redemption 2, I'm assuming? He said he made not one, but two of these types of videos. So let's see what he has to say.
I wasn't planning on ever using the same outdated title again because I just didn't want it to become this gross YouTuber-y series where I'm just the outdated guy.
What is up, gamers? Welcome back to part 39 of Outdated Stuff. Today, we're going to be taking a look at this expired banana on my counter. If that ain't outdated, then you better call the dog catcher because it must be raining dancing dogs out here. But when thinking about the past 10 years of Bethesda Game Studios' catalog, Fallout 4, Fallout 76, a billion more versions of Skyrim, and now...
Okay, I don't understand why people assume that they've released Skyrim like 1 billion to 100 times. That's not true. They didn't release it all that much. So we got the Anniversary Edition, the Special Edition, the Switch Edition, so we're at 3. We already did the Special Editions, which covers both the Xbox One and PS4, and we also have... That's it. Oh, and I think the Switch, so that makes 5, or 4, I mean, sorry. Yeah, that's not, and he's put right here 2011 to forever. Because he has 2015 for Fallout 4's launch year. Fallout 76 2018 is its launch year, and apparently Skyrim's 2011 to forever. Okay. Even though they've released it 4 times, and the only thing they did was make an Anniversary Edition, and if you already have the Special Edition, well, guess what, brother? You get a $20 fucking upgrade pass, which isn't that big of a fucking deal if you own the game. So, okay.
Starfield.
There is not a more succinct or accurate word to describe how I feel about these games.
I have personally made things that some people did not like and criticized, and that's great. Honestly, that's fine. That's exactly how it should be.
Why am I saying that right now?
Just to say that I know what it feels like. I want to make it clear that I have a lot of respect and appreciation for the hardworking individual devs that crunch 12-hour days to release.
Okay, I really don't care. Like, if you had respect for this, you would have titled the video differently. Because this whole argument, as I pointed out in Dr. Skipper's video, you know, with the whole, this company's game is outdated and overrated, can be applied to every fucking company besides games. That's a bit disrespectful in a sense, if you catch my meaning, if you're smart enough to. But, you know what? That's what I feel. I mean, saying their shit's outdated, even though that's their formula that people like, and that's what companies do. They make products that people like. Clothing brands, or let's, for an example, use Gucci. Ooh, they make expensive clothes that people like, that can afford them. And going to Gucci saying, well, your clothing design is outdated, would be fucking retarded. The same shit here.
Release AAA games on time that we all get to play.
Maybe I won't need to fucking react to this video because I already know where this is headed. I've watched up to here.
For making video games, everyone who makes video games out here in the prairie.
So I promise I don't mean to be hyperbolic or dramatic just for the sake of it when I say I
Maybe you will be.
am truly baffled by Starfield. It is seriously shocking to see just how little this game attempts to improve or even successfully reuse the same formula and same Frankenstein game engine that Bethesda have been selling to their fans for well over a decade. I cannot...
Why do you think that is? And the whole engine argument is ridiculous because most game devs that we all know and love have used the same fucking engine for years. Not all. I think there have been a few devs that have changed their engine, but that's because in terms of Bethesda, their engine does what Bethesda's game design philosophy, what they want their games to be. And I personally think according to ChatGPT, take this with a grain of salt, if they switched to Unity, which I don't know why in the fuck they would switch to Unity in my opinion, but you can make wonders with Unity. There's been plenty of good games that have come out being made with the Unity engine. But in terms of Bethesda, I just don't understand why they'd use Unity and the Unreal Engine. And according to that, it's pretty much saying that if they switch to those engines, they can't do the fucking thing that makes their games their games. If that makes sense. Does that make sense? Better. Because there's a reason they're still using the engine, but they keep upgrading it. I mean, okay. That's their business model is my main point. And it'd be kind of ridiculous for them to switch it up because people will complain either way.
I understand.
Because instead of it's the engine being bad, they'd be like, well, this game's not a Bethesda game. Guarantee you.
How this is the space adventure Todd Howard has dreamt of making for 25 years and cooked in the oven.
And again, before we do continue, this video was released December 9th of 2023, in all fairness. Wait a second. Oh, dude, you made fucking 3 videos titled Naughty Dog's Game Design is Outdated. So you had the Red Dead 2 video, and then you had Last of Us 2 video from 4 years ago, and then now this one. So 3. Unless he deleted the Red Dead 2 video. I have no idea. Alright.
But I wanted to try. I really wanted to understand. I wanted to love this
Sure.
troubled game so badly.
And I stayed
Troubled game.
committed to this relationship for hours and hours and hours, ignoring every possible red flag that came my way. But I can't do it anymore, and I feel like I have to make this video just purely for my own sanity.
No, this one is for me, because this damn space game changed me.
Editing's good. I like it. Is he actually playing that? That's pretty cool.
People often describe Bethesda games as Bethesda games, but what does that even mean?
In 2011, I would have said open world action RPG where you can go anywhere, do anything, good or evil, knight or wizard, but you're definitely going to be a sneak archer like every single time without fail. To me, it meant giant world with total player freedom to do what they wanted to do. Don't like someone? Shoot them in the face. Want someone's stuff? Sneak behind their waist. Want to climb that mountain? Hump it on the face.
Fallout 3 was my first Betty game after convincing my dad that, nah, dude, it's not violent at all. You don't have to be violent. You could choose to be good and talk your way out of every situation. Which was total fucking bullcrap.
Yes, these games might be RPGs, but they heavily lean on the action part of action RPG. Can you sometimes do...
What? I wouldn't say that. What? Okay.
do quests non-violently? Definitely.
I don't know.
But more often than not, your to-do list revolves around you killing people in things.
Again, you know, I don't agree, mainly because there's been peaceful moments and ways to resolve quests without straight up murking people. It's been a while since I played Fallout 3, so bear with me on that. But from what I remember, there are peaceful ways to resolve things. I mean, actually there is. Like when you, in Andale, when you break into the oh god. Yeah, when you break into the shack or the basement, they confront you the minute you walk out of whatever you decided to investigate, whether that would be the shack or the basement. And you can resolve that quest, I believe, with the speech check. And if you have the cannibal perk, you can convince them or pretty much say, I'm also a cannibal. I'm into the fucked up shit you people are into in terms of eating people, not the fucking incest. But, yeah. That's an example. And I also believe in the fucking Oasis quest, there's a way to resolve that quest line peacefully as well. And probably a handful of others I'm forgetting. So, yeah, the, not the Andale, but, the Arafu quest line, I believe, from what I remember, you can resolve that peacefully. I don't know what the fuck they mean by action.
And spiders and ghouls, and there's usually not a whole lot of wiggle room around. A lot of the time, your choices are boiled down to, okay, so do you want to set him on fire first and then shoot him, or just do him raw? If you play Fallout New Vegas, made by Obsidian,
and you show a giant, which there's no negotiating with those beings in the Elder, or at least in Skyrim, can't talk to them. Okay.
and those are some.
But I get what he's saying for the most part. I just don't know why he chose to use a fucking giant as the footage, but okay.
PG-ass RPG choices, where I feel like the player has way more freedom to express themselves morally, ethically, whatever. In
Not really, dude. Stop. Like, now you're sucking New Vegas off? Okay.
Given quest. But as much as I gush about New Vegas on this channel, there is...
Of course you do. It's everything Bethesda does that's wrong, but Obsidian gets a free pass. Bro, I don't like saying shit about New Vegas. I mean, if he genuinely likes New Vegas, that's fine. But, I mean, there's so many fucking videos saying, well, you know, I praise New Vegas on the channel. I actually like New Vegas. I'm one of them that say that, by the way, but I don't gush about it. I'm open to criticize games that I do enjoy. I've even criticized fucking Starfield, dude. It's not the most perfect game that's ever come out. Neither is any other game that's not Bethesda, so... Oh, let's see where he goes with this.
Is something missing in this game when compared to Fallout 3.
Atmosphere. I think Bethesda typically crushes that shit.
Even though New Vegas is a much better game mechanically, Betty...
Because you have speech checks in literally a long-ass stretch with the most mundane quests? Really? Okay. I mean, I'm referring if you take the I-15. Okay, I
These worlds
guess.
felt a lot more engrossing to explore. Even if a lot of the supposed freedom promised to the player is kind of an illusion. You know, you can't actually kill anyone.
Yeah, same with New Vegas's freedom. Every RPG gives you the illusion of freedom and player choice. When in reality, if you look at the grand scheme of things, usually you're boiled down to 2 to 3 options. It's not just Bethesda games.
If they're an essential NPC for a quest line, they just take a nap on the floor. Still, Bethesda does a really great job at making you feel like you're on this grand adventure.
And the soundtracks, dude, oh my god, the Skyrim soundtrack alone might be up there with Chrono Trigger for like the greatest video game score ever made.
All of these songs make you feel like you're living inside of an ancient blade made of suede. Oh my god, I'm getting really fucking tired of always coming home to this dude saying some more stupid crap. Hi, I'm Jakey, and Jakey, attorneys at law. Thanks to OperaGX for sponsoring this video. Is your browser boring? Does it make you want to go outside? No, don't go out there, there's wolves out there. OperaGX is a web
we're
browser.
gonna have to skip.
Let's see if he counts all 120 of them. He probably didn't even do TikTok clock yet because he's a worthless piece of shit. But because Bethesda games are so unique and so dearly beloved by so many fans, people often give them a free pass when it comes to certain issues because, it's a Bethesda game. What are you going to do? Issues such as...
That's a bit hypocritical because doesn't GTA not get shit on for bugs? I mean, GTA 4 still has the swing bug. If you guys have played GTA 4, most of us GTA 4 veterans know about the swing glitch that sends your car flying. Why do they get passes for that, but Bethesda gets dragged through the fucking mud? I don't understand. I know he criticized Red Dead 2, probably for the same reasons. Who knows? Maybe that's why he's making these videos to point out, you know, not every game is perfect, which is fucking true.
Dated melee combat and extremely dated gun combat, even for the time. Brain dead enemy AI. Clunky UIs that always have to be fixed with mods. Optimization and performance issues that always have to be...
Clunky... Did you say clunky UI that has to be fixed with mods? How is the UI clunky? It's pretty organized. Like, really? Like, Skyrim actually, in my opinion, has a better aid selection than Starfield in terms of inventory management type things. Like, food is separate from 8 items, even though food can heal you depending on the mode you're playing. If you're playing on survival mode, food doesn't do shit besides feed your character, but it doesn't heal you. But, okay.
What are you going to do? Issues such as dated melee combat and extremely dated gun combat, even for the time. Brain dead enemy AI. Clunky UIs that always have to be fixed with mods. Optimization.
Okay, I don't know how it's clunky, and the example is literally Skyrim, even though Skyrim has the most organized UI, in my own opinion. Prove me wrong.
And performance issues that always have to be fixed with mods. Enough bugs to fill a fucking terrarium that always have to be fixed with mods. If any other AAA shooter had the same issues that fall...
Okay, he's bringing up everything, mods have to fix it. Why? I'm playing Starfield with no patches on the Xbox, and it's fine. And you know what? I've had more issues with mods than I've actually had with the base game, which is kind of sad. I mean, for an argument like that.
Where the guns barely even function and cast bullets from their mouths like spells from a wizard's...
Barely even function. Bro, you could get through the game fine. Again, that defense also goes to New Vegas because people shit on New Vegas' shooting. I don't understand this, bro. Like, you could get through the game. You could beat the game and get XP. You could level up. If you could level up, which is by killing things or completing quests. But since he's talking about the gunplay, why in the fuck would you say the guns barely work when you could get through a majority of the game?
And the game ran at 6 frames per second on the PS3 because, oops, you saved too many times. Don't do that. People would riot.
That might be a PlayStation 3 issue. I'm sorry to say.
Because these issues are part of a giant package and the appeal is usually greater than a sum of its janky parts, people just kind of go, what are you going to do?
It's a Bethesda game.
Which, sure, maybe in 2008, maybe some of the stuff could be ignored. But it...
No, it's called avoiding, or not avoiding, but ignoring flaws and then acknowledging that, but still seeing the bigger picture with the game. That's literally with anything. Well, besides, I would say music, but in terms of movies, TVs, and games, people do that. They ignore the glaring issues that a movie, television show, or a video game have because the enjoyment is too much. That's the reason, actually. I don't like the way he's wording that. He's pretty much saying, well, you can't ignore flaws and enjoy it for what it is. You need to address these issues, is what he's implying. Don't really care for that.
It is not 2008 anymore.
Hell, it is not.
No, it's not. It's not even 2011. What's this have to do with fucking shit?
Even 2011, my brother.
In a post-Skyrim world where they have re-released that game so many times and it has sold over
4 times. Well, unless you want to count the anniversary edition, which I just think it's a fucking upgrade. And they released the anniversary edition for people that don't have it, but they're like, hey, look, this has more content in it for people that actually have never tried or played Skyrim. People will probably go for that one anyways. I don't know, man. I don't think it's that big of a fucking deal. Like, really?
over 60 million copies now. The whole, but it's a Bethesda game excuse is, you guessed it,
shit from a butt.
Fallout 4 was when I could no longer stay blind to Bethesda's strong reluctance to leave the caveman Stone Age.
I'm getting a really big feeling this is going to be very familiar. Now we're into Fallout 4. Well, Fallout 4, I was able to see the flaws in Bethesda's games. Let's see what he says.
Prehistoric time.
Dude, you can still feel all of the typical creation jank underneath everything.
You still had to edit an INI file to change the FOV or turn off mouse acceleration. The physics were still...
And also to change your frame rate, just to let you PC gamers know, if you just bought Fallout 4, yeah, you can only change the FPS through an INI, which I do agree is ridiculous for the PC side of things, because now consoles have the ability to change FPS through the menu, which I don't know why they don't add that on PC, but sometimes, you know, being a PC gamer isn't really all that worth it.
Tied to the frame rate. The load times could still go on for an eternity. But hey, at least...
True, I agree.
They made guns function like kind of actual guns this time, which should be the bare minimum for a first-person shooter in 2015. Meanwhile, Halo's 14 getting ready for her...
What's with what? Halo? And Fallout are in the same universe? Or developed by Bethesda too? Wow, I didn't know that.
Winter formal. Simple things for a shooter like swapping weapons or throwing grenades felt super unresponsive and wonky, like the game was constantly fighting...
Oh, in third person, yeah, it did. Like, that's... You're not showing it in first person, though. I don't have a problem with the grenades in first person. In third person, you gotta have some motherfucking skill with that. And I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Like, I do agree third person sometimes is a bit jank, even though I do enjoy playing most of their games in third person. That's just me. The first person for certain things, like if I'm looting something, but that's besides the point.
Hitting you on every delayed input. And again, 2015. This wasn't like a long time ago.
Yeah, it was. 2015 was literally fucking 10 years ago. Well, I mean now. But well, it was 8 years ago back in 2023. So, I mean, that's quite a while ago, man. And it's just going to continue to go. Like, that point's going to age. Like, I don't know what to tell you.
I still played the shit out of this game, and Fallout 4 is the most bare-bones RPG. Where Fallout New Vegas went left toward old-school, traditional Fallout.
Of course you had to. See, he said Fallout 4 is not pretty much implied. Fallout 4 is not an RPG. It's bare bones. He didn't outright say it. But, of course, they don't have to outright say it. The implication is fucking there. And it's very heavy. I mean, how is it a bare bones RPG? What defines an RPG? I don't give a fuck what New Vegas did. Like, I don't need gatekeeping in my RPG genre. Many companies and studios have redefined the fucking genre. Bethesda's one of them, and people just don't like the change, it seems.
Fallout games. Fallout 4 was like, alright, so it's kind of like janky Minecraft, but with guns. Which turns out is actually pretty fun. The gameplay loop of exploring a detailed Bethesda world filled with cool stuff, getting loot and supplies from fighting baddies and using VATs, using those supplies to upgrade your guns, working on your settlements with the janky-ass builder that also has to be fixed with mods. It was all pretty
You're, again, pointing to mods. They don't fix shit. Well, some mods do. Some mods definitely are fixes for certain things, and I do agree that the settlement system is a little janky, especially in some settlement locations, which I don't even see how they were. But that's besides the point. Alright.
Fun to me. Objectively, my critic brain is like, yeah, this game has a lot of flaws, and the dialogue system really sucks, and the perk tree sucks, and the role-playing options are basically non-existent, and the main story...
Then you're not good at role-playing. Like, are you fucking kidding me? I enjoy New Vegas. I see the role-playing options in New Vegas. I could also see it in Fallout 4. Get good? I don't know what to tell you. Or not get good. Get fucking creative when you actually role-play. I don't know how you played the game. I don't know if you played it like Call of Duty and just beeline the fucking main quest and didn't even bother doing side quests along the way to flesh your character out. So you could get an idea of what type of character they even fucking are.
It makes like zero sense if you stop and think about it, because if someone was searching for their kidnapped baby son, why would they stop and help a bunch of other families first and eat 100 grab roaches?
Because it's an open world RPG, and that's literally what that is role playing. You can literally not give a shit about Sean. You can have a playthrough where you set it up to do the main, or to do side quests and even the DLCs now, since all of them are released, and I assume everybody has the Game of the Year edition. And if not, then you can roleplay somebody who doesn't give a fuck about their kid, and even have it set up to where you have one life. That's what I mean by there's no creativity here. I've never played that way, but that is definitely a possibility and a way to play Fallout 4. Or any Bethesda game, for that matter. But do go on.
But subjectively, my Bethesda brain is like, ooh, boy, I better scrounge up some more of these desk fans. Even with all its jank, and there is a lot of jank in Fallout 4. Like, any area downtown just straight up doesn't run well at all. For what it was...
On my Series X, it actually runs way better than it did. And I'm quite surprised. Like, I actually spent a lot of time in the downtown area. I even prefer playing it on the Series X over my PC. That's, you know, personal preference. But I didn't have an issue with that on the Series X. And it was at 60 FPS on the Series X. But unfortunately on PS5 at the time, it was still 30. Which I think is stupid. And they should have just added 60 FPS regardless. But that's, again, besides the point.
I had fun with Fallout 4. But what it was unfortunately a very crystal clear sign that Bethesda was falling behind the times harder than ever before. Also, I went to kindergarten and first grade here and walked home from school one day and realized we got out early because of 9/11. I don't know why I'm talking about that right now. I wish I could say I was shocked.
Neither do I. Like that, I don't know.
When Fallout 76 turned out to be shit from a butt, but dude, I wasn't shocked at all.
I'm not trying to be on some cool guy shit.
I think you are trying to be on some cool guy shit. This seems like the regurgitated bullshit arguments that we hear all the time. Well, New Vegas did this. He even said that, you know, oh, Bethesda detracted from what New Vegas did. Yeah, because that's not what Bethesda does. They want to be innovative. And the funniest thing about this whole fucking thing, and that's my point, is Bethesda wants to be innovative. They don't have to follow what New Vegas did, and even in a way they added the 4-faction thing. You know, you only have one option in terms of factions: Railroad, Minutemen, Brotherhood of Steel, and the Institute. 4 fucking factions right there, much like New Vegas. Fallout 4 still has the faction focus. Fallout 3 did not have that. Okay? They wanted to change things. And the funniest thing, what I was going to say, is this is just like with fake friendships. You know, people hate it when you change. You get innovative in your own personal self. It seems to be the same fucking thing with video games. People just hate change. I don't know why. Some of that could be Spectrum related, but I don't think so. I personally think this is a clickbaity video. I don't know if he believes any of the things he's saying, but to say Fallout 4 is a lackluster RPG, you, I guess, didn't play it very much or even bothered to roleplay. It's just my own opinion based on what he's saying here.
But the second I saw the reveal presentation and how it was going to run on the same janky-ass engine that barely manages to work as a single-player game, and now it's...
You're only showing a handful of examples. I've actually rarely had, on the left, he has some boxes, you know, collisioning with each other and they're like flying around. I've had that more happen in Starfield. In Fallout 4, not so much. And even in Starfield, it doesn't happen that often. To the point where I'm like, oh, come on. Like, almost every fucking item in the game is, like, collisioned with each other somehow. And they're going crazy and flying around doing the helicopter. That doesn't happen, like, all the time. Like, if it was happening objectively, and when I say this, I mean for everyone, and it's the same shit, and every item you come across... Items are intersected inside each other, they're collisioned inside each other, and they go fucking crazy, and it was all the fucking time. Every item you ran into. Every time. And it was the same experiences across the board, and of course people are going to tell me, so the haters are going to say, well, that's the point. I don't experience that all the time. And even when I do, I laugh it off. I'm like, okay, well, it's just a game being a game. You know, games have never been perfect. Like, I would like to see somebody name one perfect fucking game. GTA, well, the AI, the pedestrian AI in GTA 5 sometimes can be fucking awful, man.
It's going to be multiplayer online.
There's a bug.
Like www.com type online. Yeah, Todd. And I'll be a monkey's uncle. Oh, my sweet bimbo, you'll have returned. You all know this story. Game comes out, one of the worst launches ever. Bug terrarium is like 16 times the detail. Bethesda gets super scummy about refunds and then gets super scummy about pushing these overly priced microtransactions. Also cheaps out on the canvas.
Yeah, they fucked up big time with 76, and I do agree with that.
This bag that's supposed to be included in the collector's edition.
It was awful. Fallout 76 is like the poster...
The duffel bag thing, I thought about that because I was remembering that. Maybe they didn't have money to make them. I don't know. Maybe all that went to marketing and all this other shit. But, I don't know, man. Theories. Like, he doesn't even know what the actual reason behind the duffel bag situation was. But they did end up actually sending duffel bags, so that is a bit questionable. I mean, if they were able to send it later, why didn't they send it before? You know, criticize them there. They deserve it, in my opinion.
Child for taking advantage of a devout fan base and releasing a clearly unfinished, faulty product.
I'll see a lot of people online chalk up 76's failure to, well, it wasn't Todd and his main team that made the game. It was there was their B team, Bethesda Austin, but I'm pretty sure that's not the full story. According to several anonymous devs that worked on 76, as quoted in this Kotaku article that you should check out, people from multiple Bethesda studios worked on this game. Senior staff from Fallout 4's team, staff taken away from the Starfield team, staff taken away from the Redfall team at Arcane, which, Jesus Christ, that's a whole thing on its own. Jiminy Cricket and a jockstrap. 76, as described in this article, sounded like a massive live service black hole that no one wanted to touch, because the writing was all over the bug-covered walls that it was never going to end well. But in typical AAA game dev fashion, QA teams get treated like total shit.
Yeah, but you're not also taking into account, I just thought of this, that they don't specialize in MMOs. Like, the only MMO they had before 76 was Elder Scrolls Online. But they take your money. Well, then don't buy it. Simple. I don't know what to tell you. Again, that's just a theory, though. A game theory.
And upper management ignores issues raised and continue to force everyone to crunch toward this deadline they knew they were never going to make. And yeah, Todd Howard may have not directed.
And you're making it sound like they control deadlines, which they don't. It's a product. They work for a company. Companies have deadlines. They have to get it out. That's with every fucking company that has a deadline. I worked at a company that had deadlines. 2 of them, actually, that weren't tech-related. Well, one of them being tech-related, but that's besides the point. But yeah, you have to get your shit done. Like, I don't know why he's making it seem like they have the choice to do, to delay the game, even though that would piss people off. And they criticize, I could just see it. People criticizing Bethesda for taking too long to release their games, even though they actually do take forever. But you get what I'm saying. Their worlds are pretty expansive, given the amount of stuff you could see and do in Fallout 4, Skyrim, and prior games.
76, but he's still listed as executive producer. And he's the one that went on the big stage and was like, this is the biggest fucking game we've ever made. It's 16 times awesome. You're all gonna nut. Yo, run that John Denver joint. And the pre-orders go crazy and everyone's hyped out of their minds. And then it comes out and it's atrocious. And suddenly now Todd is all, yeah, we knew it wasn't gonna be like a high Metacritic score game, but you know what? It sold really well. It's not about how it starts. It's about what it becomes. Thank you very much. Yo, run that John Denver joint.
Come on, man.
According to that same article, Todd was very adamant on the whole no NPCs feature, no matter how much the dev team pleaded that it was an
I don't know. What if this is all bullshit?
insane choice for Bethesda.
You take articles with a grain of salt. Especially everything you read on the internet needs to be taken with a grain of salt.
You know, the studio most closely associated with NPCs. But also, maybe Todd isn't the main bad guy responsible, you know? Maybe he was just under a lot of pressure from big money investors at parent company ZeniMax to make a live service cash cow that would exploit fans and inevitably make a ton of money.
I don't know all the details, but there's enough breadcrumbs to make it insane to me that someone along the food chain with authority, whether Todd or otherwise, didn't stop and adamantly scream,
Hey, let's maybe delay this game permanently.
But at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. Regardless of whose fault 76 was, the damage was done and the pressure was on. After an underwhelming and outdated Fallout 4 and an underbaked and severely malnourished Fallout 76, Bethesda really needed to reach for the Skyrim once again and dunk another classic into our laps. But Todd, he don't play basketball.
he plays chess.
I was a kid. I was writing games when I was, 12, whatever. And the other kids in the block would say, I'm going to play quarterback for the Cowboys. And I'd be like, I'm going to make video games and everyone's going to play them. Like, you dork. Go back to the chess club. Who's laughing now? Yes, I was in the chess club.
It's hard not to like Todd Howard. He has this Michael Scott type charisma that's weirdly hard to resist.
And I find his story of repeatedly applying to Bethesda only to be rejected over and
Because
over
he's a nerd.
really inspiring.
Because once you got
Nerds make money.
his leather jacket ass wearing through that door, he would direct Morrowind, executive produce Oblivion, direct both Fallout 3 and Skyrim. Love him or hate him, the man's resume speaks for itself. And good God, would you look at that jacket. For being considered AAA, Bethesda is not a very big studio. Around 100 people made Skyrim, and they currently only employ like 420 people across all of their studios. For comparison, at least 1,000 people worked on GTA 5 before its release, and 6,000 different people have worked on it since, which is crazy to me considering how slow GTA Online still is.
On the one hand, I think it's really impressive that Bethesda is much smaller than other big-name studios because it means they must have some really powerful paladins over there casting some serious buffs.
But also, when you're making that AAA money and your games continue to come out janky as shit,
Maybe hire some more.
What game doesn't have a day one patch? Most games have a day one patch, bro. Oh god. They're janky. That's why there's day one patches. Bethesda ain't the only one. But of course, as the saying goes, Bethesda hate sells. And that's kind of how this video is kind of coming off a little bit. They release janky, but I'm also not going to take into account that other games also do. And their games are outdated. Again, I don't get this argument. Like, you could go to McDonald's and pretty much say, well, I think your food service is outdated because of the fact that you keep serving fast food. Why isn't this a top-of-the-line steakhouse? Because it's not. They've been using the same formula that people like about McDonald's. again, a company thing. That's like, dude, you make what your audience likes, and that's, or what your consumers like. In this case, it's the audience. And that's just how the fucking world works, or the business world works.
People to make your games actually function properly when you sell them for $70.
One source from that same article said, Bethesda is a big company that thinks it's a small company, with a mentality of, well, this worked in the 90s, so we're just gonna keep doing it. I mean, yeah, after playing Starfield, that's definitely what it feels like. Boy, I'll tell you what, I booted that son of a bitch up. It was like seeing an X for the first time in 8 years, a poorly optimized X who struggles to have human-like facial expressions. Starfield isn't even just Skyrim again, but in space, which was always Todd's elevator pitch. No, it would be such an improvement if it was. But no, this is not a Bethesda game based on the definition the dumbass by the piano gave earlier. That signature Bethesda open world exploration and sense of scale and freedom and that feeling of, ooh, there's something interesting around every corner.
Gone.
But Jarbo!
In Starfield, that's gone. Are you kidding me? I found, bro, the space exploration, though, is kind of where it's at. Also, some of the POIs, too. Like, yesterday, or was it a few days ago at this point? A few days ago, or yesterday, I stumbled upon a ship, saw a dead body, didn't know much about it, so I said, hey, fuck it, let's go read the terminal, figure out what the hell happened, because that's something I rarely do. So I went ahead and read the terminal. The dude fucking killed himself because his wife, he was in the military, he was in the UC military, and his wife found somebody on Neon, and he lost his shit, and he killed himself. That actually made me feel horrible. You know, I'm playing as a fucking pirate. A character who progressively, her mental state gets worse over time as she continues to work with Delgado. And I felt bad for playing that character. And there was another ship too. Like, you know, you got the Pale Lady. You also fucking have the ship that, you know, sings. You also have the party ship. You also have, what was that dialect ship that's a spooky location? What was that called? The Colander, yeah. You have the Colander. I also stumbled upon a ship where a dude died due to a parasite in his head that he got on some planet. I mean, the exploration's still fucking there. It's just done differently.
Oh, there's like 1,000 planets. How can it get any more open world than that? Yeah, and you want to know what you do on 99% of those?
How much do you want to bet he's going to say the planets are empty? Everyone who says this does not understand Starfield. They don't. I would argue they don't fucking care to. Maybe they actually do, and again, they're just saying this for clicks. It's my guess. I don't know.
1,000 planets?
This, you walk, and walk, and walk, and sprint, and jump.
And that makes sense. You know, if you didn't actually like the exploration on planets, that's 100% valid. But to say that was awful, I don't know, man. You didn't really have to explore all the planets if you didn't want
and
to.
Jetpack jump, and get really good at watching your O2 sprint meter go up and down and up and down. There is no rover to drive. There is no ship to fly. You just walk and walk and walk until you get to the most copy-pasted structure that you have already seen a bunch of times.
Starfield is the exploration equivalent of holding the Player 2 controller that isn't actually plugged in. It is the illusion of planetary exploration duct taped together by 1,000 loading screens and a strong desire to waste so much of your time.
I didn't have a problem with that. You must have had he probably didn't have an SSD. I don't know what your issue was.
Let's talk about fast travel. Can you say fast travel? Fast travel. Can you say
Again, the editing is fine. I so far don't agree with a good majority of this video. I just don't agree with the whole, you know, Bethesda games or X game is outdated. That goes for not just Bethesda. That goes for Rockstar. That goes for Naughty Dog. That goes for every game. I don't even play Naughty Dog games. That's their formula. That's their philosophy. And this could be the equivalent of going to a McDonald's, bitching to them, saying, your food service is outdated because you keep serving Big Macs, you keep serving Quarter Pounders, you keep serving all these fucking fast food items. I want you to innovate and actually serve us a greasy steak, even though they don't do that.
loading screen? Loading screen. Loading screen. Loading screen before
Loading screens weren't that bad.
fast travel? after fast travel, loading screen, fast traveling to
Loading
complete
screen.
quest.
Loading screen.
Traveling to start a
Fast
quest.
travel.
That's so silly. Loading screen.
Loading screen.
Loading screen.
Oh.
Can you say fast travel? Wasting
Fast
your
travel.
time? No, wasting my time? Yes, 2023? Bethesda released this in 2023. Oh no! Can you say leather jacket?
Leather
In other Bethesda
jacket.
games, you wanted to walk to your destinations because fast traveling meant you might miss out on some neat dungeon or cool, unique structure or wacky enemy along the way.
Not only is fast travel highly recommended whenever possible in Starfield, but it is straight up required.
You cannot fly your ship from planet to planet or even on a single planet. You can enter your ship with a nice loading
You
screen.
can't fly your ship from planet to planet? What are you talking about, dude? What? What do you mean? You literally can fly from planet to planet. Yeah, it's played in a fucking cutscene. But guess what? You can fly. What the fuck do you mean? You can't really fly planet to planet, even though you can. What do you mean? Let's see.
And sit in your
Let's
pilot's
see.
chair with a nice unskippable animation, and then take off with another nice loading screen, and then pick your destination from space and fast travel there with another loading screen, and then click on the planet to land with another loading screen. Or if your destination is in space, do another unskippable animation to dock your ship followed by another immediate loading screen. But hopefully, if you've already discovered the specific location you want to go to, you can just fast travel straight there. The second I realized I was avoiding my ship whenever possible, you know, the central core part of a space exploration game, it was over. The most
You
heartbreaking
know what's funny? There's a creation that actually disables fast travel. This video's not aging very well. I know that's considered a mod. I actually have that creation. And I think it makes the game more immersive. I don't mind the loading screens. They don't take that long for me. There's a few times they have. It's ridiculous. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. But for the most part, my first ever playthrough during November of 2023 to December of 2023 with the vanilla game, and the way it was before the Rev 8 came out and creations, I didn't fucking care. You know, they didn't take that long for me. And again, as I stated in the Dr. Skipper video when he brought up the loading screens, this is just a regurgitated argument, dude. And the timing, when this video came out, just, I don't know if I could say this is original. The previous Bethesda games had all these things to see, and then magically Starfield doesn't. Even though I listed, I think 3 to 4 things in space you can see. Dude didn't even, like, if what he said is true about him not using his ship, then you didn't play the game. Like, he did technically, but he didn't explore space, which there's reasons to. As I stated, there's hostile warp signals, there's ship signals on your map that you could go check out. But according to what he said, he didn't do any of that. So, earlier, not just now, but when he brought that up saying, oh, well, if I rarely use my ship to do that, like, dude, you didn't even explore the game. And then he also made the point, or the claim, that you can't travel from planet to planet. Motherfucker, what are you talking about? Even back then you were able to. What? Like, what do you mean?
part is that the shipbuilder is fucking amazing. It's like virtual Legos. It is by far the best new thing Bethesda did with this game. But where do you get to fly?
Then it did innovate. Like, this is the first fucking game with a customizable vehicle. Hell, this is even better than the vehicle customization they threw in GTA 5. No separate game, but I'm trying to go by these people's logic to see if it sticks, and so far it doesn't. But he's doing better than Dr. Skipper did, that's for damn sure.
Fly your ship that you just lovingly spent 3 hours making in orbit! Yay!
Let's fucking go!
Yay!
If you want to see your magnificent creation actually move around and fast travel on up to space and float around fighting bad guys and running away from cops with the awful bounty system, which I will get to later. I will spend way too much time talking about.
Let me guess. When he brings up the bounty system, I'm going to make a prediction. He's going to say you could just pay it off. And everything's fine. Okay. I want to see if that's what he says.
That later. What's really weird is
I
that
don't know
between
how it's bad, because it could get worse. Like, I mean, there could have been no bounty system or consequences for crimes. Like, I don't know.
In the different elements you can mine on planets and the different things you can prioritize within the shipbuilder, there's enough breadcrumbs here to assume that at one point Starfield was probably more of a survival-type space game, meaning that landing on a planet maybe served more of a purpose than just sort of wandering around aimlessly. Maybe the temperature changes in extreme conditions actually mattered more than they currently do, which is like, not really at all. The shipbuilder even has options to upgrade the fuel tanks or grav drive so that you can jump further into a system, but if you don't upgrade those things, that's fine too. You'll just have to fast travel to a closer system first, and then fast travel to the one you actually want to go to. So upgrading that.
That's not fast traveling. That's literally just grav jumping from system to system. How is that fast traveling? Fast traveling is where you don't have to do any of that. Did you play the game?
That stuff in your ship just saves you from seeing 2 loading screens.
I believe he did. Like, I don't think he didn't. It's just, it's a funny way to say grav jumping.
You only see 1. How is this game real?
Starfield has 1,000 planets, and I wish it had like 5.
Yeah, not every planet in real life space would have a bunch of cool stuff on it either.
Yeah, duh. But that's not my point.
My point is that this is not really a good illusion of anything other than the unfortunate passage of time. No Man's Sky can also have some boring-ass procedurally generated planets, but you know what? At least you can actually fly to them. Playing Starfield is like watching a magician pull a rabbit out of...
That's not what Starfield is, though. It's a role-playing game. He just doesn't seem to get it, man. Almost every time I hear this shit, they don't understand what they were doing. It's supposed to be semi-realistic. You know, it's pretty much like what would happen if Earth was at its wit's end and us humans inhabited planets. It's supposed to be semi-realistic. I know there's a lot of unrealistic things, and I'm not going to get into that. But for the most part, they wanted it to feel immersive, and I think they did a damn good job, man. If you make the character, you know, that does go out and explore planets and collects resources for outposts and shit, I think that's a good enough reason to explore a planet, man. It's all role-playing. Like, if it doesn't make sense to you, then don't have your character do it. I don't know.
Out of a hat, but every time
I'm not trying to tell you how to play your single-player game. I'm just saying, just giving you an option, if that makes sense.
About to do it, he's like, no, you gotta close your eyes while I do it though. But what about perform? I'm not a Best Buy Geek Squad looking ass. Don't say I am. Starfield may have been made with the shiny new creation engine too, but you ain't fooling anyone with that too, Todd. You may have slapped a spoiler on it, but it's still a fucking Geo Metro. I'm still editing an INI file just to change the FOV or turn off mouse acceleration to make aiming feel better. I'm still clicking.
Get console, then you won't really have to worry about that.
On doors and seeing that
they actually added that in the menu. I don't know if they recently added that with the whole POI, the shop icon, Rev 8 update, but that's an option in the game and display, or I forget where on the Xbox. But I mean, if you don't want to update any files, and play on console. Trust me, I like PC gaming myself, but it can be a fucking chore.
Too familiar fade out loading screen all the time.
Why did you not optimize this game for PC?
We did. It's running great. It is a next-gen PC game. We really do push the technology, so you may...
And they do. Their game is one of the best-looking Bethesda games out there to date. It looks better than Fallout 4, definitely better than 76, and better than Skyrim Special Edition, or AE now, or Anniversary. I see what he means here.
You need to upgrade your PC for this game, but it's got...
Possibly. I don't know. Again, as I stated in the Dr. Skipper video, with all the hate the game's gotten, I don't know what to believe. I don't know if these people are just coping at the fact that their PC sucks and Todd gave them the realization that they're not really computer geeks as much as they want to believe because they update or fix any files. I don't know. They're like, oh my god, I don't know. I don't have the answer to this.
A lot of great stuff going on in it, and the fans are responding awesome.
All right, Todd.
Because, to be honest, it was a pretty solid 30. I mean, it was very consistent. And there, again, as I stated in the Dr. Skipper video, there were hiccups. And most games do have those. It's unfortunate, but it's part of being human and playing video games.
I upgraded my PC.
But I still can't turn on HDR or even mess with the brightness settings, even though the Xbox version already has HDR. And to get a decent frame rate, I have to use upscaling, but I have a video card and you only have FSR supported with no DLSS. Oh, someone already modded DLSS in the game within like a couple days. Oh, programmers are making comprehensive breakdowns on Reddit detailing just how poorly optimized the game is.
Nah, Todd said it's optimized, and it's probably optimized. I believe him. I will follow my notable
Yeah, let's believe Reddit.
other into the pearly gates of Starfield and finally graze my hand upon that holy leather.
Breaking news, as of November 15th, Bethesda is finally patching Starfield, adding an FOV slider, poorly implemented HDR, and much-needed DLSS support. Along with clear massive performance gains for both CPU and GPU areas, it's almost as if the game did, in fact, launch very unoptimized. The timing couldn't
For PC. Sucks to be a PC gamer, I guess.
be better. 2 months after everyone already stopped.
And also, PC ports tend to have a lot of issues from my experience. Like, apparently GTA 4 is the worst ported GTA. And I'm not comparing this to what he's saying. I'm just saying that PC ports in general just don't seem to aren't really that good.
playing it.
This game hurts my...
Wait a minute. What was that frame rate
The
there,
pearly gates
buddy?
of Starfield and finally graze my hand upon that holy leather.
Breaking news, as of November 15th, Bethesda is finally patching Starfield, adding an FOV slider, poorly implemented HDR, and much-needed DLSS support. Along with clear massive performance gains for both CPU and GPU areas, it's almost as if the game did, in fact, launch
Okay. Ryzen 7 7800 X 3D, RTX 4090. And what's the other specs? Okay, RTX 4090. Okay, it's the same card, but how many gigs of RAM? And 114 frames. Anywhere in the hundreds isn't bad. That's above average. What is this?
very unoptimized. The timing couldn't be better. 2 months after everyone already stopped playing it.
This game hurts my stupid giant head. I can't understand it. I can't seem to do anything right after experiencing this so-called game.
Oh my god, I
Okay.
didn't even bring that up yet. God damn it.
In Starfield, you can build settlements, and you have more freedom than ever with the builder, but there's not a whole lot of motivators to interact with it other than harvesting resources from a planet largely void of life. Add that to the super confusing structure of actually trying to connect your settlements across star systems.
I haven't gotten into the outpost thing specifically just for personal use, not really for like hauling ass or fucking resources and then selling it and then, you know, having outposts collect resources or whatever the hell it is. I don't get into that, never got into it, the settlement system of Fallout 4, so I don't see why I'd get in the outpost system.
Fast travel screens in between, and your shit cargo, and your inventory, and getting over encumbered, and ugh. In Fallout 4, it wasn't fun because the builder was good. Hell no. It was janky as hell and super frustrating. But it was fun because you were bringing life back into the apocalypse and building off of really cool, existing, unique structures so that the dumbass settlers could take back the land. But all of that was powered by the initial core desire of actually wanting to go out and explore and shoot stuff.
Oh yeah, that's right. You shoot guns in this game. Starfield also has guns.
Okay.
Starfield has perks just like Fallout 4, and one of those perks is called Rapid Reload, and it does exactly what you think it would do. It makes your reloads faster.
At least that's what it should do.
I'm a gamer. I like going fast. Throw it on, Todd. Send me the bill. It's on the house.
Days later, I'm playing the game and I throw my last grenade. I reload my gun, and it's way faster than usual. What's going on here? Come to find out, that perk hasn't worked the entire time I've had it, because evidently, if I have any sort of throwable equipped, Rapid Reload just doesn't work. I thought maybe I
It's actually
Roll it
going
on,
away.
Todd.
I want to.
Send me
I
the
haven't
bill.
used rapid reload, so
It's on
I
the
don't
house.
know.
Days later, I'm playing the game and I throw my last grenade. I reload my gun, and it's way faster than usual. What's going on here? Come to find out, that perk hasn't worked the entire time I've had it, because evidently, if I have any sort of throwable equipped, Rapid Reload just doesn't work. I thought maybe I was alone, but nope. I looked it up and
There we
reload.
go. All right. Reload energy and EM weapons 30% faster. Okay, and then the rank one is reload ballistic weapons 30% faster. Reload practical beam weapons 30% faster. Something. Rank 4 is chance on hitting enemies to increase reload speed, I assume is what that's saying. Or to increase reload for all weapons by 50% for 15 seconds. Okay, maybe there's a point. Maybe his game bugged. I don't know. Bugs are usually pretty subjective experiences anyways, so I
And
don't
it
know.
does exactly what you
I have
think
no
it would do.
idea.
It makes your reloads faster.
At least that's
Okay.
what it should do.
I'm a gamer. I like going fast. Throw it on, Todd. Send me the bill. It's on the house.
Days later, I'm playing the game and I throw my last grenade. I reload my gun, and it's way faster than usual. What's going on here? Come to find out, that perk hasn't worked the entire time I've had it, because evidently, if I have any sort of throwable equipped, Rapid Reload just doesn't work. I thought maybe I was alone, but nope. I looked it up and
Did he say his gun reloaded faster? Like, what?
Throw it on, Todd.
Okay,
Send me the bill. It's on the house.
Days later, I'm playing the game and I throw my last grenade. I reload my gun, and it's way faster than usual. What's going on here? Come to find out, that perk hasn't worked the entire time I've had it, because evidently, if I have any sort of throwable...
It just sounds like he's saying the perk worked, pretty much.
It's on the house.
Days later, I'm playing the game and I throw my last grenade. I reload my gun, and it's way faster than usual. What's going on here? Come to find out, that perk hasn't worked the entire time I've had it.
What you said doesn't make sense. I don't know if that was a mistake. It didn't work the entire time, but you reloaded your gun faster than usual? What?
Because evidently, if I have any sort of throwable equipped, rapid reload just doesn't work. I thought maybe I was alone, but nope. I looked it up and...
What? That doesn't make sense. Like, how does it not work? You literally just said, well, I reload my gun 30% faster, or I just reload my gun faster than normal. Okay? Or than usual. Let's really listen to that again. That's
evidently,
just weird.
if I have any sort of throwable equipped, rapid
no.
I like going fast. Throw it on, Todd. Send me the bill.
I know this is going to get annoying, but...
It's on the house.
Days later, I'm playing the game and I throw my last grenade. I reload my gun, and it's way faster than usual. What's going on?
Is he being sarcastic here?
Here, come to find out, that perk
Maybe
hasn't
I'm
worked
on the spectrum and just don't get the joke.
the entire time I've had it, because evidently, if I have any sort of throwable equipped, rapid reload just doesn't work. I thought maybe I was alone.
You literally just contradicted yourself. You just said... like, dude, you literally just said you reload your gun faster than usual. But when you have somehow apparently throwables intersect with the perk. Is that a possibility? Yeah, I think so. But I don't, like, you're saying rapid reload wasn't working, but you literally just said your fucking guns reloaded faster than usual? Okay. Then the perk's working. Okay.
Alone, but nope, I looked it up, and apparently it's a common bug that, at least as of November 15th, still persists. Also, you know that text that appears at the top of the screen in Bethesda games when you're doing stealth that says hidden? Not only does this 2023 game use the same bare-bones stealth mechanics that are like 20 years old at this point, seeing that text...
Yeah, because, again, as I keep saying, that's their signature. That's their cream of la crop. That's their magnum opus. That's what makes their games Bethesda games. And your point...
Text up top, that's a perk now. And you can spend another whole ass perk point, and I quote, to upgrade the stealth meter, which just shows you if you're being close to being detected, which is basically exactly what the eye reticle thing already did in Skyrim.
Well, this is way better and worth spending the point, trust me.
The gunplay in Starfield is an improvement over Fallout 4, but that's like saying a bicycle is an improvement over a Razor scooter. It's still not an AK-47. The guns generally work a bit better with less delay, you're a bit more agile, you have a jetpack, which sometimes that can be fun. But as a shooter, in 2023, this game is still getting lapped by games from 2012. Hell, games from 2007,
They all look fucking similar. And then you're bringing up other games. Like, oh, the other games are outbeating Starfield from years ago instead of, like, current games. Okay. All right, bro.
2004. I'm serious. Sit down and play Starfield for an hour. And then
I don't agree with that at all. I don't even think that's true. So far, all the games you showed me just seem like basic ass shooters. Much like Starfield.
Far Cry 3, or Bioshock, or Call of Duty 4, or any game in the orange box, and then go back to Starfield and tell me how it feels. Especially on...
Feels similar. I played Modern Warfare literally a month ago. 3. Multiplayer, by the way. I didn't even know Xbox still had the multiplayer up for Modern Warfare 3, but I was playing that. I actually think fucking Starfield shooting's better. It's opinion, you know, but at the end of the day, they are the same. They're just shooters, if anything. Well, I don't consider Starfield specifically a shooter, an RPG with shooting, with a shooter element.
On controller, it just feels wrong. Fallout 4's shooting was barely serviceable only because of everything that surrounded it. It worked good enough,
you know, fair enough.
You got to explore a cool map and frequently fight cool, varied enemies using VATS. In Starfield, the cool map is gone. The enemies are sometimes varied, but it is predominantly brain-dead.
At the time, there wasn't really a local map, so, you know, the map is technically gone, but the watch is easy to read, just to let you know.
Space pirates that will just stand there and let you shoot them. In fact,
Yeah, I've had that happen. I've actually had that bug happen where they just fucking stand. Like, literally a few days ago, I was doing, what was it? The Yannick Legrand's quest where he sends you to go talk to this dude in a warehouse, and all of a sudden, bro, the Sioka Syndicate, all those motherfuckers just stood there the entire time. And this was recently. Does that prove how bad Starfield is? No. It was a hiccup because 90% of the time, it works fine. Just that save, I guess they didn't. But most of the enemies do attack me, so that one hiccup ain't gonna make me be like, Bethesda bad. You know what I'm saying?
Exist anymore, so the act of shooting someone needed to feel really, really good. Throw in the still clunky melee combat, the super unintuitive UI.
I don't understand the clunky melee combat. I've heard people say the melee is awful in Starfield. It's not. It's serviceable. It's not groundbreaking, but sure as hell is serviceable. So what the fuck?
Menus inside of menus and the D-pad weapon swapping from Fallout 4 because apparently having a weapon wheel might make the creation engine explode. And what you have is a worse version of something that you
No, they just don't want to have it similar. Why did you show the GTA weapon wheel? Is that what your idea of the weapon wheel should be? Is just a rip from GTA? That's very creative.
already played
8 years ago. All right, so what about quests? Bethesda has always been so strongly associated with NPCs and quests.
Here's an example of the most common basic-ass type of quest in Skyrim. Hey, can you go to this dungeon and kill a bad guy? All right, sounds good. You know what? I'm even just gonna walk over there because it's not that far. Whoa, what's this? A dragon? In this economy? Well, I mean, I'm here. I may as well ladder stall tomahawk the dragon real quick. All right, that's done. What was I doing? Oh, right, the dungeon. Oh, well, hold on a second. There's a cave right here. I mean, I'm here.
20 minutes later.
All right, that was a pretty cool cave, and I feel like I got some cool shit out of that. Anyways, dungeon. All right, let me just stealth archer these freaks real quick, get some loot. Okay, I'm done. That was a pretty enjoyable, fun hour of gameplay I just got to experience. Here's an example of the most common basic-ass type of quest in Starfield. Hey, we lost our scientist friends. Can you go find him? We don't know where he is because we don't have any walkie-talkies or email or texting or cell phones in this planet, in this world. Yeah, sure, I guess. All right, damn.
Okay.
He's kind of out there. Whatever. I'm sure some cool stuff will happen along the way.
5 minutes later.
Man, I sure am getting pretty good at...
I find it funny this is a moon planet, not in a animal or alien animal inhabited planet. It's just a moon. 90% of moons in Starfield don't have anything besides some outposts that were abandoned or people trying to set up their outposts and on some moon for God knows why. Why are you showing a moon as your example? Why not show another planet that actually has animals that can possibly attack and kill you? Okay. And also you can run into photographers that are taking planetary pictures. Okay.
Sprinting and jetpacking.
I just so far this is just a fucking moon.
Cave will have like a cool monster in it or something once I get there. Oh,
I will also agree that there are no monsters or alien animals at all in caves, at least that I've seen. Found bones, but I never found a monster alien, and I do agree that that's pretty not sad, but pretty. Actually, it is sad.
Literally just you.
The fuck am I saying? It's sad. I wish they would have added fucking alien animals in the fucking caves, in the collapsed mines. They're all the same. There's nothing in there, and I do agree. Yeah.
Now I have to take you back with me. Well, okay. Apparently, I can just fast
Or you
travel.
could kill him. Actually, is a good idea for a serial killer playthrough. Actually, just go pretend to save people, but actually fucking murder them in the middle of nowhere.
Back, but I don't take you with me. So I just went to tell you that your friends are looking for you, and now you're finding your own way back and going back. So why the hell did I even need to come find you in the first place? What the hell even is this game, dude? Shit you not, that type of quest pops up all the time. And even if it isn't Operation Go Rescue Baby Scientist, it is something similarly mindless and uninspired.
He's right. There's a lot of those quests. I wouldn't say they happen all the time. There's also quests that they tell you to go interact with pirates or deal with them because those pirates or spacers or whatever enemy type is giving them issues, and then you go deal with it. It's either a mixture of that or also, you know, planting sensors. There was a planet I landed on and they wanted me to fucking plant, you know, sensors to cover up toxins or something. So it's not just really all that.
A lot of quests in Starfield just play out as a game of fast travel telephone. Where you talk to one person and they're like, hey, go tell this person in another galaxy that I said this. And you're like, okay. And you go through several fast travel loading screens and land at a place and go through another loading screen and then walk through a city and get to another place to talk to them. And then you finally talk to the person and they're like, well, tell them that I said this. And so you do all of that again and you go through all the fast travel loading screens and the loading screens and the entering building loading screens and you're like, all right, well, they said this. And it's like, is this what we're doing now? Like if I'm like...
And you spent this long playing the game? This happens in the beginning. Like, okay. I mean, I get it. He's reviewing it, but you know what? No one forced him to review the game. If anything, if you didn't like it within the first few minutes or even a half hour of playing, then that's totally fine. Saves you time.
Like, take all the graphics.
I don't waste my time in fucking shit I don't like. I mean, dude, you didn't like the game. I mean, you still spent time. I don't know how much time. If he ever brings it up and it's in the hundreds, that's pretty fucking sad.
A way that like, hey, this is what video games are going to be like. I'd be like, what the fuck? And this game is not a super in-depth choice, complex, branching, narrative, rich...
And you're going to show CRPGs that literally have over-the-top worldviews or overhead worldviews, barely really any immersive animations and NPCs. Maybe some have innovated in that department, but so far, me playing Baldur's Gate 3, they all just fucking stand there and walk back and forth like they're on a goddamn track. Like you could literally see the node path under their feet until you interact with them. Yeah, there's more room in CRPGs to make impactful choices that can show the narrative, and it's the same game that Dr. Skipper used. I wonder if he kind of copied this video.
Dialogue CRPG. Like I don't expect that.
Why I brought up the fact his thumbnail is similar to this one.
From Bethesda, and that's fine. I never have. But if you're not that, and you're also not successfully doing the thing that largely defines your games, aka satisfying and rewarding open world exploration, then what the hell even are you? Like
they do. There's usually loot at the end of the copy and pasted POIs, man. What the fuck?
I don't know what genre I would even call this game. Oh no, I'm being... Hold up, we're gonna collect on a bounty. Oh man, we're gonna talk about the bounty in a bit. That's really funny timing. All right, well, sorry, gaming. Before the game came out, Phil Spencer, Xbox guy, said something along the lines of, I don't remember exactly, but it was like, I played it so many hours, whatever. I'm going full space pirate.
And I got excited when I heard this because I love game systems that let you around and find out.
I'm sure some of you remember how I obsessed over the wanted bounty system in Red Dead 2 because I just love pushing things and trying to understand how they
Okay, I assume the video's still uploaded. Okay.
mechanically work.
Starfield's far worse than in Red Dead 2. Being a space pirate is so strongly discouraged that it is borderline impossible. That's a lie. What? The first time you get arrested and you don't go to jail, this colonel or whatever, I don't remember his name is. I don't know what's going on here.
Hey, we don't actually want to throw you in jail, but we want you to be an informant in the space pirate fleet Departed style, you fucking rat.
I saw there was an option that said, fuck you, I'm fighting my way off the ship. I don't know how you got that. That's weird. I've never gotten that dialogue option. Maybe I just didn't pay attention, who knows.
Really did that.
It was a total bloodbath. Like, I killed so many dudes and I racked up such a high bounty, but I noticed that a lot of the named NPCs wouldn't actually die when I shot them, which was a bit concerning, but I just kept on fighting. And eventually I fought my way all the way into the...
I agree. That's annoying. And especially since it seemed to give you that option unless you modded the game.
Cockpit, and there was a second where I was like, oh shit, am I about to hijack this police ship and get the fuck out of here? Nope. Can't fly this ship. And before people go in the comments and say, oh, it's because you got to upgrade your pilot license thing. Nope, you still can't fly it. You can't fly this ship, or a whole lot of other ships for that matter, no matter what. Just like you can't kill a lot of NPCs, no matter what, because Bethesda wants you to do space their way.
This ship, Bowl ship, isn't exclusive to just that quest either.
If you've played the game, you know that a lot of the times when you land on a planet, another ship will coincidentally land around the same time, and you can see them and run over there and fight them. And you would assume, I just killed all these pirates. All right.
There's nothing to see. Okay.
Logical next step, loot the ship, take the ship. But a lot of the time, not every time, but a lot of the time, at least for me, it just wouldn't let me. Most of the time I just saw this prompt and I didn't know why. So that bounty I mentioned during the shootout with the space cops, yeah, it's very easy to quickly rack up a very high bounty in this game. And whenever you travel to a planet that has a major city, they do a forced contraband scan on your ship before you can land.
Do I even like video games anymore?
They also check to see if you have a bounty.
Probably not.
Star system. Contraband can be hidden to help avoid detection on the scan, but it requires having hidden cargo space on your ship.
Why am I here? Why am I doing any of this?
Normal items that you can pickpocket or steal aren't marked as contraband, but they are marked as stolen items, and they have this little red icon, but contraband items always have this orange icon because it means they're extra illegal.
Help me.
So let's start here. Say you want to be a grimy little space thief, so you're constantly pickpocketing and stealing stuff wherever you go. In typical Bethesda fashion, a lot of the time, if you're sneaking and stealing, you won't get caught stealing. Hope you spent the perk point on the stealth thing, but oops, sometimes you just do get detected, even if no one is around to witness you murder that person except that person, or no one is around to witness you steal that cup.
I don't know if that even happens. Because so far in my experience, if you kill everybody, your bounty actually goes away. And I don't have a mod or creation that allows that to happen. It goes away. I mean, even in Skyrim, it goes away if you kill every single person or every witness. I assume it's the same. Maybe it is a creation. I don't know.
Except that cup. Suddenly, everyone in the galaxy knows that it was specifically you that stole that cup, even though apparently cell phones or email or fax machines or texting don't exist based on the context of most of our fucking quest objectives.
I don't want to do this anymore. Please let me go.
So now you have a bounty in that star system, and then you're like, well, if I already have a bounty, then I guess I'll just keep doing it. If anyone gets in my way, I'll shoot him because I'm a freak. That's my identity now. I'm a freak. I wasn't born this way, but I was molded by Todd and his leather. So you're traveling around, stealing stuff from all these planets, trying to have a grand old time, and your bounty is getting pretty stacked. But shit, there's a main story mission in a city that you haven't been to yet in a star system that you have that giant bounty in. You get scanned, the cops are pissed. You can choose to fight them off and grab drive fast travel away, but if you want to ever enter that city,
you could just submit and go to jail. I don't think you need to pay the bounty. Hold on. Let's do some research, ladies and gents. Alright. I'll see you guys in a minute. So, according to ChatGPT, I'm actually going to have it do... there's a way to... Hold on, I'm going to tell it to research. Research this. Okay. Gotta be careful with how I type because I have my key bindings are a little weird with start and end recordings. Backspace will just end the recording. So I'll have it read it to you. Oh, well, I can't have the option to have it fucking read. Okay, so I'll just read it out loud. So the first response was, nope, if you have an active bounty in Starfield and get scanned by a faction security, you typically only have a few options. And this is what I mean. Either pay the bounty, you can pay it off directly, resist the arrest, which, you know, this leads to combat with security forces, go to jail, you lose some XP, but clear the bounty. So this is what I'm referring to, is the go to jail part. You don't have to specifically pay the bounty. Then don't commit crimes, NakeyJakey. Okay, and the second response is, in Starfield, when you're scanning security forces and have an active bounty, you generally have three options. Pay the bounty, settle the fine on the spot, which also results in the confiscation of any stolen goods or contraband, serve jail time, accept imprisonment leading to a loss of XP, proportional... I don't know how to pronounce it, I'm sorry. Proportional to the bounty's severity. Resist arrest, engage. Okay, we already know that. So, you can just go to jail. You don't, I believe, don't need to, I need to play it again, but I need to get back into the game. I mean, you can serve jail time, but let's finish what he has to say.
You're gonna have to do something about that bounty. So you work back, and this time you're like, all right, well,
okay.
I can't pay the bounty because it's insane, so I guess take me to jail. And when you go to jail in this game, the
all
cops
right, so he does bring that up.
will not only remove every single item from your inventory that was ever stolen, which slowly lists away at the top of the screen one by one, which this is never explained in the game as like some lore-accurate space technology that tracks ownership. It's just magic where a cop 4 planets away knows that you...
It takes place in the future, dude. Like, you have ships that can fucking grav jump. You have a fucking company in the game that can alter appearances. What makes, like, does everything need to be explained? Because sometimes the universe, the settings should explain it without getting too much into detail. I'd assume so. They like they fucking they scan your ship. So maybe it says, okay, you don't own this item. But again, that would contradict, going into an outpost, taking an orange, let's say, and then getting scanned. You don't own the orange, you just found it in an outpost. I also don't understand the thieving system either, but because some items in outposts or civilian outposts, are available for you to take, but also they there's some items that are determined that if you take this you're stealing, and if you get caught you're getting a fucking bounty unless you kill all the witnesses. I don't know. I don't think it's that big of a deal though. Like I don't sit here thinking, oh man, dude, fuck the bounty system, Jesus.
Stole this specific pen. But your punishment for jail time is an XP debt. It will never lower your current level, but it will erase any current XP progress that you've made towards leveling up.
Which is a pain in the fucking ass.
Potentially even put you into the negative as well, if it's high enough. Which it will be. This is kind of like how jail time in Oblivion could randomly lower some of your skills. Starfield says, hey, we know we can't actually force the player to sit in a jail cell, but we want there to be some sort of consequence for it being bad. And part of me is like, damn, that's actually kind of interesting and creative, except leveling up takes a long ass time in this game. For example,
then it's not interesting, creative.
The level from level 10 to level 11 is around 900 XP, and it only gets exponentially more grindy the higher you get. So if you have a high bounty, which is not hard to get, you will be in this much.
It's also easy to avoid. Like, how are you're not even role-playing, bro. You're made a character, decided to steal everything, and it's your own fault you racked up a bounty. Like, that's your fucking fault. Not the game's. I don't know why he's pointing the finger at the game for that. That's weird.
Have fun crawling out of that hole, you filthy little pirate bitch. It's also worth noting that much like a lot of stuff in this game, this mechanic is barely explained at all, and the only way to realize that you are in XP debt or track it is to look at the status screen.
I understand having
He's just mad that the game doesn't hold your hand.
some sort of punishment for doing something bad and getting caught. I really do.
But when leveling is this grindy, and the perks you get from leveling up don't actually work, or just...
Bro, you literally contradicted your point, though. You said that your gun was doing the reload animate, or you were reloading faster than usual. Dude.
straight up aren't worth it, and the game requires you to be
Stealth isn't worth it? So far, in my own experience with the fucking game, stealth is worth it. It is definitely worth investing in.
And in order to...
This guy didn't even roleplay, man. He just picked up random shit. He was probably one of those players who's like, oh, look, an item. Let me go touch it and put it in my pocket. And then blame the game for racking up a shit ton of debt in the bounty system, saying that, oh, well, it will be easy to get a bounty in this game. It's also easy to fucking avoid it. Like, I had my first playthrough, I never got a bounty. I think I had one, and it was payable. And then after that, didn't get a single fucking one. And he's saying you can't be a space pirate. It prohibits it. It prohibits it. Then why is there a bounty system that you actually put yourself in? And then you blame the game for it.
On certain planets, because you can't actually just fucking fly the ship to the planet.
Because you don't understand the game and how game design works. Because there would be no rendering. It would take so long. People would even bitch about that. I haven't played No Man's Sky since the year it released. I have no desire to really go back to it. Honestly, I don't understand.
Planet in this goddamn space game. Being punished this harshly for choosing a playstyle that is supposed to be viable in the so-called RPG is just so...
Dude, you clearly did this yourself.
We're disappointed.
Starfield would be
Why?
disappointment regardless of whatever year it came out, but unfortunately for Bethesda, 2023 was obscenely stacked with fantastic games in each of those specific genres that Starfield takes turns cosplaying as.
It is an open world exploration game with little to no actual meaningful exploration. It is a...
You show the moons, though. You don't show the interesting ships. Dude, your videos was released the same fucking year, dude. That's crazy. Like, come on.
Glorified looter shooter that is still catching up to games that are now old enough to be in high school. And it is a role-playing game with
those are basic ass shooters. Like your examples, BioShock, and you're like, well, this game, like this shooter, it's not. Those games are not RPGs. I'm literally sitting here with my fucking fingers on the corners of my eyes. I just, face palming. Like, I really didn't expect the video to get this bad. Towards the end, blaming the game, saying a perk didn't work even though you said it did. I don't know if that was a joke. I still am kind of caught up on that because I don't know how in the fuck you can, in the same sentence, say, I'm doing exactly what the perk says it does, but it doesn't work. Because of something unrelated causing the issue, which, again, I believe is a possibility. Maybe he didn't phrase it right. Like, I'm not trying to make excuses, but bro, I think he contradicted himself with that line. And then getting upset because his dumbass racked up a fucking bounty that was so astronomically high because he, I guess, didn't pay attention to the game. This is just Bethesda hatred. This is just a video to jump on the fucking hate train, dude. There's, like, I get it. If he genuinely, if he thinks that this game's a disappointment, good for him. I don't care. But the fact that he had to say that a perk didn't work, but then simultaneously, before even saying that, said that he was doing the fucking thing the perk was supposed to do. Oh my god, man. This is bad faith, man. And then saying, like, oh, well, these older games are way better than this, and most of the older games he showed were generic-ass shooters, one of them fucking being Half-Life 2, which I like Half-Life 2, because without it, Gary's Mod wouldn't exist. But they're unrelated, and they're not RPGs. They're not even in the same damn genre. Starfield, believe it or not, whether you like it or not, is an RPG with shooter elements. That's it. And then BioShock, like, that game is more linear than Starfield. Like, damn, man. I don't get this video. I just don't.
So few meaningful roles to actually play in relationships.
What about the backgrounds? You could literally do bounty hunting throughout your entire fucking playthrough, and now they added the Trackers Alliance. In my opinion, they should have added that before, because you could talk to people who were affiliated or even in the Trackers Alliance, but apparently they waited to throw that in. But you can, even before that, you can get bounties. Instead of going up to some bartender asking, do you have any work for me to do? And they give you bounty. You have mission boards, and the top two, at least from my experience, maybe they're positioned differently for you. You can do bounties, either on a planet or a fucking in space. You can get rid of spacer ghosts. Or pirate ghosts. Sorry, not spacer ghosts. Fucking A, man. You're saying you can't roleplay in this? With so few meaningful roles to actually play in relationships to engage with.
I really want to like this game. I am always going to cheer for...
Okay, so I need to listen to that.
Actually work, or just...
Yeah, you contradicted yourself.
Straight up aren't worth it. And the game requires you to be scanned in order to land on certain planets, because you can't actually just fucking fly the ship to the planet.
Yeah, because you apparently do not pay attention to the lore. He does not understand the game.
In this goddamn space game. Being punished this harshly for choosing a playstyle that is supposed to be viable in the so-called RPG is just super disappointing.
Starfield would be a disappointment regardless of whatever year it came out, but...
No, that's just subjective talking. Again, he's not saying it's objective. I assume this is an opinion piece. No, actually it's not. It's just to make Bethesda look bad. I mean, the title says it all, too.
Unfortunately for Bethesda, 2023
was outdated a decade ago.
Obscenely stacked with fantastic games in each of those specific genres that
Yeah.
Starfield takes turns cosplaying as.
It is an open world exploration game with little to no actual meaningful exploration.
Yeah, but your only examples in your footage are fucking moons. No planets with actual flora. Fucking dude, really.
Glorified
come
looter
on.
shooter that is still catching up to games that are now old enough to be in high school. And it is
Yeah, and you show BioShock.
a role-playing game with so few meaningful roles to actually play and relationships to engage with.
I really want
That's a lie. You have the Constellation Companions. And you have, like, multiple backgrounds to choose from that actually can play a huge significant part in your playthrough. And that makes you play the role. Like, your background shows up in dialogue so often. For the Beast Hunter one, not so much. Only in specific moments when you talk about aliens. But in the UC, from what I remember, the UC Vanguard quest line actually had Beast Hunter show up because the whole thing is about dealing with beasts, essentially, the Terramorphs. That's a lie, though. There are still backgrounds that can play a significant part, and traits that add meaning to your character. What the fuck? Like, what? Did you pay attention to the game, man? I doubt it.
to like this game. I am always
Doubt it. I fucking doubt it, dude. You literally contradicted a point you made by saying, oh, well, the perk that I got didn't work. Even though before he said that, he was like, the perk I got worked. I was reloading guns faster than usual, but it doesn't work. That's what your perk is supposed to do. And then you say it doesn't work? What the fuck?
always going to cheer.
Oh, we're going to have to go back. Maybe I missed something or I didn't pay attention. I'm trying to find that. Okay, well, there's the fast travel segment, which, again, you bitched about that, and I had no issue with it. Or the loading screen. Sorry, not the fast travel. Okay, is this where he, gets into the I think it might be... I don't know, dude. I don't fucking care either. Let's see. The video is pretty
Starfield has perks just like Fallout 4, and one of those perks is called Rapid Reload, and it
Okay, there we go. Yeah, we already
does
read that.
exactly what you think it would do. It makes your reloads faster.
At least that's what it should do.
I'm a gamer. I like going fast. Throw it on, Todd. Send me the bill. It's on the house.
Days later, I'm playing the game and I throw my last grenade. I reload my gun, and it's way faster than usual. What's going
I don't get what he means. What? See, he said he threw his grenade, and it's way faster than usual. He...
faster?
At least that's what it should do.
I'm a gamer. I like going fast. Throw it on, Todd. Send me the bill. It's on the house.
Days later, I'm playing the game and I throw my last grenade. I reload my gun,
Okay. And I reload my gun.
and it's way faster than usual. What's going on here? Come to find
I don't get this. This is a contradiction. Like, 100% that's a contradiction, dude. Like, there's no humor tone in it. It's just to frame the perk as just broken. Or it's not working. Even though you pretty much described it working. You chose fast reload. That's the one you're bitching about. It's fucking working, dude. Like, really good.
This game. I am always going to cheer
man.
for Todd and Bethesda because they have given me so many amazing, memorable experiences for the past 20 years that have largely influenced my love for gaming.
I want the next Elder Scrolls game to knock it out of the park. I will always root for anyone trying to make an ambitious video game.
But after seeing what Bethesda has put out over the last decade, I just couldn't
Yeah, you don't have faith in the Elder Scrolls because you don't agree with what they put out, excluding 76. But the game is fixed, and it was fixed at the time he made this video. give credit where credit's due. People are sucking CD Projekt Red off, even though it took them fucking 3 years to fix the game. And I know it took Bethesda, I think, a few years to fix 76, which, again, I believe was unexcusable, and I don't really play MMOs besides Dead by Daylight. And occasionally Call of Duty, but those aren't really MMOs. Dead by Daylight would be considered more of an MMO, a massive multiplayer online.
Couldn't contain these thoughts and feelings any longer.
I hope this video was at least kind of interesting, or at the very least digestible in a way that sort of made sense, even though I feel like I should be in the psych
No, your video really doesn't.
ward. If you can still see me right now, thank you so much for watching my video.
You're
and
welcome.
I'll see you next time.
This is actually my off.
Yeah, well, I'm not watching another one of these videos again. I'll tell you that. I mean, you left out, you said you can't make meaningful relationships. That's a fucking lie. There's literally romance in this, and it makes me think he didn't play it that much to get that. And even though in his clips he showed Sarah Morgan, who is a romanceable companion, one of the 4. All in all, if you didn't like the game, genuinely, that's fine. If you liked it, that's fine. But I don't like when people bring up other games, even from years ago, even to this year, or recently, and say, look at these games that Bethesda did not make. Also, not understanding that Skyrim, Fallout 4, New Vegas, and Fallout 3 are all taking place in a controlled environment. So you damn well bet there better be something interesting to see. And shitting on Starfield. And then saying a perk didn't work, even though he described it working. I guess the point, to be fair, was that he equipped a grenade and it stopped working. Okay, let's actually go back and rewatch that. I want to be as fair as I can, but so far, it just screams train hopping, dude. Like, or clout chasing, not clout chasing, but like train hopping.
It makes your reloads faster.
At least that's what it should do.
I'm a gamer. I like going fast. Throw it on, Todd. Send me the bill. It's on the house.
Days later, I'm playing the game and I throw my last grenade. I reload my gun, and it's way faster than usual. What's going on here? Come to find out, that perk hasn't worked the entire time I've had it, because evidently, if I have any sort of throwable equipped, rapid reload just doesn't work. I thought maybe...
But you don't explain how, and not only that, you describe the perk working. So there's dude, that's as fair as I can be. You contradicted yourself. I went over that whole thing like more times than I should have. This video is pretty bad.
I just couldn't contain these thoughts and feelings any longer.
I hope this video was at least kind of interesting.
I like how people say, well, I can take criticism, but then still train hop.
At the very least, digestible in a way that sort of made sense.
Apparently,
even though
I don't know.
feel like
Maybe
you
you actually can. It's just, money, which is understandable. But at the same time, bro, like, this is not a good video.
In the psych ward. If you can still see me right now, thank you so much for watching my video, and I'll see you next time.
Like, this is a personal, subjective opinion, fine, but excluding that, you kind of lied and then contradicted yourself. No meaningful relationships, forgetting the fact that, all 4 Constellation companions are fucking romanceable, and you can either romance them or be their best friend. So that does count as meaningful relationships. I don't know why he said that.
This is actually my off-road ball, because when I was filming the campfire scenes,
I don't care. I really don't. Good for you. Anywho, that was NakeyJakey's video. Summing up, it's just pretty much straight up Bethesda hate. The entire topic about the engine, like even the Starfield review at the end, I don't think that fit the title of the video. And it's not like, well, actually in a way it did. He was bringing up the supposed broken perk. but to sum it up, just casual Bethesda hate, or, you know, hate dick writing, and just, I don't know, just the casual shit we've been hearing about the game since the game launched, because Starfield's the most hated game of 2023, which, or online at least. It's pretty fucking sad, dude. And the contradiction, I think, really killed the video for me, because if I catch him contradicting once, like, a contradiction's not a bad thing, it's not a good thing. Okay, and especially if you're trying to make a video essay on a game, like, you can't be serious. Like, I've been as fair as I can with that. He contradicted himself. The video sucks. And it's just a shit on Starfield. And the video aged poorly. Like, now they added the Rev 8, and I don't care if you're going to say, well, they should have added that in the beginning. You're just coping. Like, I mean, this video aged fucking horribly. And it aged much like rotten oranges. And they don't take long to rot. And, yeah, this video's an hour and a half. Maybe it shouldn't have been, but that's my raw reaction. Usually these raw reactions take a bit of time, especially since I have to pause, do some research, which I did in this video. But yeah. Oh, yeah, and he also bitched about the whole fucking bounty system, because he racked up a bunch of debt in the bounty system, or not debt, but he racked up a bunch of credits to spend for his bounty, or credits for his bounty, and then said, well, it's really grindy when that happens, because, you know, it sucks. It's like, then you shouldn't have been committing continuous crimes. You should have paid off your bounty and then went and commit another one. And why would you do I think he was doing the main story and wanted to play as a pirate, then why didn't you get... And also, you just don't understand the game. Most of the fucking planets he showed where there was nothing to see was literally moons. No animal life, or alien animal life, at all on 90% of the fucking moons in the game. Because, trust me, I've been on the moons in the game, and those are the worst planets, in my opinion, to land on if you're looking for something to see or do besides the occasional ship landing. Like, there's literally nothing besides some POIs. And, I don't know why that was his only example. Like, I have not seen a single gameplay clip of him on a planet where it actually had flora and fauna. And alien animals. And also the fucking, as I mentioned before, the whole space exploration thing, you know, seeing dialect ships, running into random people just flying, not I've said driving, but flying their fucking ship. Dude, this, like, again, I've already stated my case. I will not watch another video like this from him again. And it was probably a safe bet back in 2018 I didn't watch his Red Dead 2 video, because maybe that one was just as fucking bad. Like, I think it's a bit stupid to sit here and say a company's design, or in this case, it's video games, so, you know, a gaming company's, you know, bread and butter, and what made them the company to begin with their games, is outdated. That's so ridiculous, and such a fucking reach, dude. It is the most ridiculous thing to even make a video on. It is... And I'm going to keep saying this, and this is the last time. It is the fucking equivalent of saying McDonald's is using outdated, or the way, okay, McDonald's is using outdated methods to make their food. Or they're outdated while these steakhouses are surpassing them, which is ridiculous, man. That's what made McDonald's McDonald's, is the fast, greasy-ass food. Anywho, hopefully this resonated with a few of you, but this video was shit, and it aged damn poorly. Anywho, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace the fuck out, have a good one, and bye, I guess. whatever. No, have a good one in all seriousness. See you in the next video. Bye.